Welcome into Trivia Night Live, a weekly trivia show where you, the viewer, that's you, will get to compete for prizes, glory, and your name being shouted numerous times during the show. If you've been here before, you know the drill. If not, welcome in for your first time. I am Joey Wright, and I'm the community ambassador over at Football Guys, and I'm going to be your host each week alongside some great co-hosts from Fantasy Cares, Football Guys, and beyond. It is Oscars week here on Trivia Night Live. If you can see behind me, I absolutely love the movies. It is one of my favorite weeks of the year. Let's celebrate film and all that goes into it. And I could not do it without two of my favorite cinephiles out there right now. First up is senior manager at FTN. Most importantly for tonight, he has been your guide tracking the Academy Awards prop lines all award season long. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Mike Tallis. Did I get it right, Mike? I even asked you before the show.
Nailed it.
Yes.
Nailed it.
1 for 1. All right, Mike, how are we doing, buddy?
Doing great. Thanks for having me on the pod. I can't wait to kind of jump into this. I've heard a lot of chatter over the last couple of weeks about how this is the worst time of the calendar, the sports calendar, and that may very well be, but it's Oscar season, baby. Let's do it.
I don't know if it's for sports maybe, but I think our next guest, there's a sport that him and I both love together. We're not going to talk about that this week, but in a couple weeks we are going to talk some March Madness. Next up, it's probably my favorite coworker at Football Guys. He does our marketing and business development, and tonight, guys, he is making his streaming debut. He has become one of my go-to authorities on movies this year. Anytime I've seen something, he's one of the first people I message and say, "Hey, did you get to see this?" And a lot of the movies we're going to talk about tonight. Our guest, Jake Bryant, has seen them. Jake, doing this tonight would not seem right without you. How you doing tonight, buddy?
Good, Joey. Thank you for having me. You're way too nice on that, but I appreciate it. Happy to be here.
Yeah, well, I got to keep you guys happy in the beginning. And then, we'll see how it goes from there. But, guys, we are not alone tonight. It's like, what is that? We Are Not Alone. That was an Oscar-nominated song from Free Willy. Anybody remember that? Nope.
Got taking us back.
Crickets. We'll see if the chat remembers the Free Willy, the song, the Michael Jackson song. Steve F in here. Hey, everyone. Happy Monday. And, guys, just so you know, Steve is a ringer. He, every week, is in here killing the game. John in here saying, "Hey, what's up?" Dame, what's up? Good evening, good people. And Dame's reminding us, yes, these are books. These are not movies. These are books.
Joey, you live in the Criterion Closet. It's awesome.
I do. I actually, that's a nice reference there. Yeah, I do live in the Criterion Closet. All my Criterions, actually, they're off camera. They're in one row up top because I have fallen in love with another boutique label, and that's the A24 boutique label. Got some nice stuff from them. So, yeah. And TJ Goss just got the Mike Vick signed jersey in the mail today from the Super Bowl pools. So, yeah, Fantasy Cares doing some awesome Super Bowl pools this year. So, TJ got his jersey. And, yep, Scamper's in here. Everyone's favorite chat cat. Letting us know, yeah, we got some graphic novels behind us. Frank in here saying howdy. Julia Papworth, another one of Football Guys. And the Footballer's Best saying, "Excuse me, Joseph. I don't know what I did, but I did something wrong." Josh W. Park. So someone can keep up with Joey's movie knowledge. I will not be playing tonight. One, because I wrote the trivia, and so I would know all the answers. But listen, I wouldn't know them. Anyways. And then Jay wondering, yes, where is Oscar? I said, this is Oscar's week. Jay is not here. Oscar's not here. So, guys, let's take a look. All right, so let's get into the game, we're going to pop the thing up here. Go ahead and download the Kahoot app or go to Kahoot.id. Scan that QR code and enter 65595. That'll be your code. So let's get into a few of the rules and a little bit of housekeeping. First off, if you're watching us here on Fantasy Cares YouTube channel, go ahead and like and subscribe. If you're watching us on Football Guys Live, do the same. Also consider making a donation to Fantasy Cares. Your donations go to great causes like the annual holiday Toys for Tots food drive, the National Coalition Against Domestic Violence, and many other great causes. You can make your donations by going to fantasycares.org, scrolling at the bottom of the screen there. You see that. To play the game, go ahead and download the Kahoot app from your mobile app, like we said, or go to Kahoot.id. Go ahead and enter the code you see on the screen, 65595. From here, you'll need to enter a nickname. Any vulgar or hateful names, we're going to go ahead and throw your name out. You won't be eligible for any prizes. Let's all be mature here, folks. Although if it's an inappropriate name that's related to a movie, I might let it slide tonight. So have some fun with that. Once the game begins, a question will come up on the screen here as well as on your device. Answer by clicking or tapping on your choice from the device. Accuracy and speed will count. So as quickly and as correctly as you can answer that question, you will get points. Each game will consist of 12 questions, and we'll be playing for 2 separate games tonight. And at the end of the game, the person with the high score will win the round. And the 2 prizes tonight, we'll be giving a Scott Fishbowl 15 spot away, as well as a copy of Cinema Speculation by Quentin Tarantino. It's one of my favorite film books. Mike, did you get to read that at all by chance?
I did not.
Yeah, it's basically Quentin Tarantino saying, I like this movie, and here are 15 other movies that are related to it. By the end of the book, you come away with quite a list of movies to watch, even if you see a lot of stuff. So as people are still entering the game there, I see we've got 31. Woo, we broke our record. So keep on adding them in there, folks.
All right.
While we're getting into this, I gave you guys a couple little questions before the show. Jake, I'm going to go to you first. You're stranded on a desert island. What 3 movies are you taking with you?
It took me a while to come up with these movies, Joey, but I feel pretty confident in my 3 selection. The first one, I'm taking The Sandlot with me. That's just pure nostalgia. Just turn it on, and it's only good memories. Second is Fantastic Mr. Fox, just something lighthearted. I want an animated movie, so kind of went that way. And then I was between 2 here. You just mentioned Quentin Tarantino, Knoxville native, so I kind of wanted to go there, but I went with Oh Brother, Where Art Thou. Had to do Coen Brothers. I grew up watching all their films, so it's kind of felt like right. So those are my
Excellent.
3.
I think Oh Brother is probably my favorite adaptation of the Odyssey for about another year and a half until Nolan's comes out, because all that buzz about Nolan's Odyssey, it looks pretty great. Mike, I'm throwing you on a desert island too. What 3 movies you picking?
Yeah, so I went with 2 of my all-time favorites. I went with, your classic drama, Godfather Part 2. I get a little of the old, a little of the new, and then I went for my second choice, went powerhouse acting. There with PTO, my favorite director of the generation, with There Will Be Blood. And to finalize it, I went with a film that I've never not liked, and it is the film that I have seen the most times in my life, because as a teacher, I showed it for 17 years, 6 times a year, and that is The Princess Bride.
Ah, nice. Good friend good friend of the show. I guess Dave Kluge. That's his favorite movie. So yeah,
love it.
Everybody loves The Princess Bride.
Can't watch it enough.
I was at a wedding this weekend where the officiant pronounced the bride and groom as Buttercup and Wesley. It was, The Princess Bride. It's a common string through many people's.
At my own rehearsal dinner, the guy the official that was marrying us said, marriage is what brings us together today. I'm part of my family.
I could, but I'm not going to. I'm going to go ahead and answer it too. I went a little strategic with this. It was my question, so I got to think out. Went a little bit outside the box. So I am also going to pick my favorite movie. I'm going to take Almost Famous. A ton of needle drops. So yeah, it's my favorite movie, but I've got some songs in there. While I'm picking up coconuts, I can be humming some of these songs that are playing in Almost Famous. But they also travel the country in that movie. So I'll get lots of different places, a lot of different scenery. So it's serving a couple purposes. The second movie I'm going to take is Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Yeah, it's a great movie, but my wife looks exactly like Mia Sara. And we went to a repertory screening of Ferris Bueller's Day Off, and people were like asking to take pictures with her. Josh W. Park, that is in the chat right now, was with us, and he had never realized it. He had known my wife Bethany for probably 10 years at that point, and he just starts looking at her, and his jaw dropped. It was very funny. The third movie, rest in peace, David Lynch. I'm going to bring Inland Empire with me. It's a movie I've seen 3 times, and I still have not figured it out. So if I'm going to be on a desert island, I'm going to have all kinds of time to solve that puzzle and figure out what Inland Empire really is all about. It's probably about nothing. David Lynch just, is his last film that he made, and it was definitely his most confusing. So those would be my 3 movies. So hope you guys like them too. Let's see who else is in the chat before we get into the game. We're going to hop in there in just about a minute. Frank is working, but also watching. Hopefully you don't get fired. That wouldn't be very good. Reebok Joe, you're not alone. I'm here with you. Yep. Whale jumping over you. Everybody should watch Free Willy. Ladarius in here with us. Uh-oh. Jake, do you know her?
Sounds familiar.
Hey, Barb, how you doing? And then
How about casting Michael Madsen in Free Willy?
as the whale.
That is a decision. Casting Michael Madsen in Free Willy.
Oh yeah, I forgot that he was in that.
He's kind of one of those guys you wouldn't expect to be in that movie.
Chopping Biz ear off on that one, I don't think. All right, freedom by Joe. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and get into the game. Jake Bryan fan club's here. How many members are there in the Jake Bryan fan club, Jake?
One too many, probably.
Boss is here. Hey, Joe. How's it going? Oh, other bosses here. Hey, Scott. All my bosses are here tonight. All right, well, we've got 37 people in here. So we're going to go ahead and play the game. We're going to start it off. And everybody get ready. Kahoot at work. Yeah, we know that WhatsApp was who was at work already? Frank in the chat. Yeah, he's already at work. So yep, Kahoot at work. All right, first question of the day. What is the name of the theater hosting the Oscar ceremony in 2025? It has hosted 12 of the last 13 years. Is it the Kodak Theater, the Biltmore Hotel, the Dolby Theater, or the Pantages Theater? Make this so everybody can see it good. All right. Have you guys ever been to LA?
I have not yet.
No.
One time we drove from Knoxville, did a road trip all the way out into LA. It was really fun.
All right, so 22 people saying the Dolby Theater, which is the correct answer. The Kodak Theater used to host it. So anyone saying the Kodak Theater, you were paying attention. You were almost there. All right, let's take the leaderboard. Nipsey in first place. Ooh, was that a bullfrog with a wig? What is a Einstein wig? I like that. Carly, Big T, Jess Bryant, and Emily. Is that your lovely bride, Jake?
That is my Jess.
Whoa. All right. Welcome in, Jess. I haven't got to meet Jess. I've met, I think, every other member of your family at this point. All right. Next question. This actress is the most nominated in the history of the Academy Awards with 21 total acting nominations. Is it Katharine Hepburn, Meryl Streep, Glenn Close, or Judy Garland? Which actress has the most Academy Award nominations? Let's see. Yeah, Julia Bryant popping in, saying hello to us. Jay Felicio is really leaning into this Oscar joke, and I'm afraid if we don't give him attention on it, he's just going to keep saying it over and over and over again. But he does mention The Office. And Jay, we will be having The Office trivia in a few weeks. All right, 35 people saying Meryl Streep. Yes, she is the most nominated. But Katharine Hepburn, she actually has the most wins with 4. Will Meryl catch her? We'll have to find out.
Is Glenn Close the only actress on here that has not won?
You know, I don't know if Judy Garland has one or not.
I don't know if Judy Garland won, but poor Glenn Close.
Yeah, she'll get it. Not for the wife, though. That's never going to happen. Whoa! We got a new leader retreat in here with this Viking helmet. He took over that leaderboard. Big T, Emily, she's hanging in there. Jess Bryant still in there. And I Love 80s. I Love 80s, a member of our football guys Shark Pool. So welcome into that. He's been talking movies in there. I was reading some of his takes. They actually had a really cool thread going where they would mention a year and say, did we get the Oscar Best Picture winner right that year? And every take that I Love the 80s had, like 94, which was the big controversy with Forrest Gump. A lot of people think Shawshank or Pulp Fiction should have won. Yeah, I Love the 80s was in there. He was getting those right. All right, let's see how the chat's doing in here. Yeah, somebody's wondering how we have not listed cats yet. Yep. Matt Carey saying he would take the Big Lebowski with him on a desert island. Josh throwing out the purple from Almost Famous.
Love the Big Lebowski.
All right, man. We got a lot of people in the chat tonight. This is exciting. And Joe saying FFA representing with Jake. All right. Let's take a look at our next question, guys. Which motion picture did not receive a nomination for Best Picture this year? Was it Baby Girl, Anora, The Brutalist, or Wicked? Which one did not receive a nomination for Best Picture this year? If you follow me on Twitter, you will know the answer to this question. All right. Joe shouting out the Shark Pool. And Mel saying hey to scampers. Everybody loves seeing scampers. Actually, Mel is saying hi to everybody. Saying hi to Dame, saying hi to Retro. Retro saying he knows which one I complained about. All right, we got about 5 seconds left to answer this one. Can you see how you're doing in there? Mike and Jake?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it gives a little update.
It does? All right. Oh,
Yeah.
26 people. That's about all the followers I have on Twitter as well. Saying Baby Girl. Yes, Baby Girl did not get a single nomination. Not just Best Picture, but not a single nomination. Harris Dickinson dancing to George Michael apparently does nothing for the Academy voters. I don't know what's wrong with you, Academy voters. Did either of you see Baby Girl?
I did.
Did you think it was funny?
I missed it actually, but I heard I caught a lot of the vehemence about it on both sides.
Well, Mike, you have popped up at the top of the leaderboard there, 2880 there.
Woo!
Just 4 points behind Nipsey, though. Marvin's Face, Crazy Cowboy, and I Love the 80s. Emily fell out. So did Jess. They have time to catch back up, though. All right. Oh,
I have my midsummer crown too.
do you want to see my Midsummer thing? Check this out. I got this for
You got the
anniversary for
A24?
my wife. It's a tree topper for a Christmas tree.
Wow.
It's the
Awesome.
Make Queen. Yeah. She
Wow.
lives right up there now. I didn't want to. I got her like 5 days after Christmas, and I said I'm not going to put her away. She's going to live with me the whole year, and I'll bring her out, put her on top of the tree at Christmas.
Man.
Mel getting some claps. All right, Sammy letting us know Desert Island movies, all the Fast and the Furious franchise films, all the John Wick movies, and 10 of Thieves. Sammy, I know. Sammy, go watch Heat. If you've never seen Heat, which I imagine you have, but if you haven't, oh boy, Heat is right up your alley. All right. Let's head to the next one. What motion picture did Leonardo DiCaprio win his Best Actor Oscar for? Was it The Wolf of Wall Street, Titanic, Catch Me If You Can, or The Revenant? What did he get that Best Actor win for? And actually, Mike, you were talking about this a little bit before the show.
It was one of the I mean it was a really memorable not only win, but it was it was one of the speeches that stood out.
Yeah.
For sure. But that Leo's my guy.
Yeah.
Leo's
It's hard
my
not to
guy.
like
I'm glad.
Leo. There was a moment during that speech where he broke his Leo-ness and he kind of goes and kind of giggles and it gets the double chin. And you never see Leo that it was just like for a split second, that little bit of vulnerable. And then they went to Kate Winslet in the crowd. Yeah, great speech too, with shouting at the earth and everything. Yeah, good stuff. All right. Let's take a look at that leaderboard. Nipsey back in the lead.
Nipsey.
Oh, taking Mike out. TJ, Crazy Cowboy jumping up in there. Oh, and Adam saying, okay, Adam, we're gonna hash this out right now. Okay. No forgetting Gilbert Grape. Okay, so here's why I don't think Leo won an Academy Award for Gilbert Grape, because I don't think people understood how good that performance was because we had not seen what came after it. Had Gilbert Grape happened like 3 or 4 years later, I think Gilbert Grape, his performance in that movie would have got an Academy Award. It's really good.
It's true. People might have considered it to be like dialed up or this or that. Just that's a really good take. I've never heard that take before, Joey.
Yeah, it's just too soon. We just didn't realize what we had when we had it. Oh, Julia said something the Barbara's agreeing with, but I can't see what that is. Oh, Basketball Diaries. Retro saying, no, he didn't get nominated for Basketball Diaries. And then Josh letting you know that Leo can draw him anytime. Yeah, Titanic.
We watched his the Romeo and Juliet adaptation in high school when we were reading Romeo and Juliet.
Nice.
It was pretty good.
That's a good adaptation too.
Yeah.
Did you, Jake, were you in Romeo and Juliet in high school too?
I can't say I was. I wish I was, but no.
Good one. Yeah.
I went on a date to see Romeo and Juliet.
Did you?
Yeah, as a
Did you guys hold hands?
14-year-old. Yes, I think we did.
Good job. Oh, Roberta Hardyman, that's my cousin. Saying hi, cousin. Oh, there you go. Lawrence of Bruno. Arabia? No. Of Bruno? Yes. What's up, y'all? How you doing, Lawrence? Welcome in. Josh saying, I think that's dead on. Yeah. Yeah, we just didn't know how we had with Leo. All right, let's head to the next question, guys. All right, we are about halfway through, including this year. How many times has Demi Moore been nominated for an Academy Award? 1, 2, 3, or 4? How many nominations? That's a lovely picture of her as well. Oh, Julia is saying that the Revenant is one of his worst performances ever. So Julia, not a Revenant fan. My wife, two of her big crushes are Leo and Tom Hardy, and I like bears, so we were all in on the Revenant. We were just all in on that. All right. So 17 people saying one time. Yes, this is Demi Moore's first Academy Award nomination. Kind of hard to believe. Long career. So yeah, first nomination. Can you guys think of a movie she should have been nominated before this?
She could have been nominated for Best Supporting, probably, for A Few Good Men.
That was the one when I was looking before the show. That's where I landed. Was A Few Good Men. Probably that would have been the one she should have been nominated for. Great.
I actually have a question about this year's Oscars. Amelia Perez. How is Zoe Saldana? How is she a Best Supporting Actress? When I almost feel like she is the driving force of the entire movie. She has probably the most screen time in the entire movie.
Category fraud is like a very common thing that people bring up this time of year. Like Anthony Hopkins, I think it's 18 minutes of a performance in Silence of the Lambs, and he gets the Best Actor Academy Award.
Yeah.
I think it's a lot of it is campaigning and kind of like politics in a way. And I think people get pushed in the category they think they have the best chance to win in. Demi Moore's performance, it's kind of in tandem with Margaret Qualley in The Substance. So her getting pushed in a Best Lead Actress is, I get it, but yeah. So,
and that's kind of where I'm a little wishy-washy on the Demi Moore winning thing when it comes to Sunday, is really felt like a Best Supporting Actress role to me.
So you're in the Honora boat with Mikey?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I've been having that conversation a lot. I do think it's the better performance of the two. Did you get to see Honora, Jake?
I did, and I watched Substance this week, and at first I was like, oh, it's going to be Mickey and Honora, clear landslide, and then, I don't know, I thought Demi was fantastic just the whole entire time. And then this, the cooking scene and just going crazy, and yeah, I don't know, that definitely left a mark on some other thoughts.
And a mark on many people that were in the movie theater and had to endure the Substance.
Well, they might have left at that point. It's
they
just
left
the other person there.
Oh, goodness. All right, guys. All right, let's take a look at that scoreboard. Mike moving back into first place. I love the 80s, moving up into second. Crazy Cowboy, Nipsey, and Carts. I like Carts, just Carts. Yeah. All right, let's get through this first game here. Which of these filmmakers has won a Best Director Academy Award? The other three, major snubs. Alfred Hitchcock, Martin Scorsese, Stanley Kubrick, and Paul Thomas Anderson. Only one of them has won the Academy Award. Which one was it? And if you were paying attention during the show, you would know which one this was.
I clicked on the wrong one.
Did
My
you?
dreams are shattered.
Oh, no. And you even said it. Oh, gosh. It's all right.
Yeah, it's fun.
All right. And then Daniel saying, I agree on Zoe. Just watched Amelia Perez, and she sure seemed like the lead to me. All right. Yeah. So Martin Scorsese is the only director there named who has an Academy Award. And one of them still has a chance. The other two, not so much. Oh, yeah. It's because he clicked on the wrong one. I love the 80s. I told him to get in here when he was in the Shark World earlier. I was like, get in here. You'll do great if you compete. Varsity Mooner up in there. He's risen up into this leaderboard there. Tommy Glez in there as well. Nipsey. He's just sniffing the top there. Let's move on to our next question. What Shakespearean play has the most film adaptations nominated for Best Picture? Is it Romeo and Juliet, A Midsummer Night's Dream, Anchorman, or Hamlet? Not a lot of people know Shakespeare wrote Anchorman. All right. Scamper saying it's literally all politics. All right. And the correct answer is Romeo and Juliet. I would have said Hamlet had I not written this question and found out what the correct answer is. I would think, there's been a lot of really prestigious versions of Hamlet, but Romeo and Juliet has been nominated for Best Picture. I think it was 3 times.
Well, I didn't realize I was giving away a sneak peek to the answer on before about Leo. There you go.
I don't know if that version was nominated. It should have been.
Oh, probably not.
So much. All right. Yeah, Shakespeare didn't write Anchorman. That was a joke that I tried to attempt. Did not land it though. All right, and Varsity Mooner moves up to the top spot. Way to go, Nipsey in second. Carts, BB, and Falcons fan 02. All right, it's been a Falcons fan since 02. Oh, and then BB is Barbara Bryant. Joe has just let me know. And Joe gave me an extra $5 before the show to make sure that she finishes high this week. So let's keep that going. All right. And then Josh saying, that's Varsity Mooner. Josh in there. All right. And then Thomas saying somebody needs to stop carts. All right. Next question. We've got about 5 left. Of the 20 nominated individuals nominated in acting categories this year, who is the only previous Oscar winner? Timothy Chalamet, Fernando Torres, Adrian Brody, or Isabella Rossellini? And Lauren in here saying, I joined so late, I have no idea what number we're on, but me being in 43rd place, having answered only 2 questions it's probably good. I don't know. And then Barbara saying she studied for the whole week. Yeah, Adrian Brody won for The Pianist in like 2005. Was it 2005, 2004? Somewhere in there.
I'm proud of your pronunciation there, man. That was risky.
With what? With Adrian
the
Brody?
film that he won for.
Oh, The Pianist? Yeah.
Yes.
I got to keep it clean some days.
You nailed it.
I was surprised Isabella Rossellini's never been nominated before either. All right. Let's see. Varsity Mooner falls on Nipsey taking the lead. And 3 players just had an answer streak of 3. Congratulations to those 3 players. It does not tell me who you are, but you know who you are. Just go ahead and pat yourself on the back. Mel saying, this is hard. Well, the first week I did trivia, I got a lot of feedback that it was too easy. And like, I knew that. I just couldn't answer questions quickly. So, okay, I'll make it a little harder for you. I put a couple layups in here, though, for people. All right. How many consecutive decades has Steven Spielberg been nominated for Best Director? 3, 4, 5, or 6? Jake, when you were in LA, did you get to see any of the stars on the Hall of Fame or on the Walk of Fame?
We did, yeah, very briefly though. It was, I think we only had like maybe 1 night or 2, like a day and a night in LA, but I think we did. It was a long time ago.
I don't know where they all are, because so many people have gotten them at this point. Like, the Walk of Fame can't be that long, and they're not all just in front of that Chinese theater either. So yeah, I got 12 seconds left on this one. 40 people have answered the question. All right. I guess the Oscars bring people in because this is most people we've had in here playing. All right. Correct answer is 6. 6 consecutive decades. 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s, 2010s, and 2020s. So congratulations, Steven Spielberg, for an incredible career. I've got a good friend, Josh Bravo, I worked with for a while. He actually met Steven Spielberg in New York at a screening of 2001: A Space Odyssey at the Lincoln Center. Uh-oh. The woman that gave birth to me is here tonight. She said 4, and Mom, I had those posters on my wall as a teenager. You should have known that it's 6. All right. What's your favorite Spielberg movie, guys?
Probably for me, I'm a Jurassic Park guy. I have to say I am. But I really, I'm partial to Schindler's List. I think it's probably his best film. Totally deserving of the Oscar that it won. And but I'm a Jurassic Park guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would say Jurassic Park as well. Jaws terrified me as a child, and I've learned to love it a little bit more. My mom took me on the Jaws ride at Universal and didn't tell me you're going on the Jaws ride. Just said it was a river boat ride. And then a huge mechanical shark pops out of the water. And I was scarred for probably 20 years.
I mean, she didn't completely lie to you because, I mean, it was a river
It,
boat
it,
ride.
was, it was a boat ride. There was just a big shark with it as well.
Adam
I
saying,
did really enjoy his film a few years ago, The Fablemans.
yeah, and I was just about to mention that's the one that was nominated in 2020. Good job.
Yep, and I really liked how it just hit it really did hit kind of all of his inspirations and all of his decades just in the style of filmmaking as it went on. I just thought that was just an excellent little kind of time capsule film for him.
Yeah.
I feel like does Ready Player One get a little lost sometimes? Or am I like overthinking that?
I liked Ready Player One. I went to a midnight screening of that because I read the book and I was all in on it. And sometimes you just need to have fun. And that movie, like, there's a DeLorean getting chased by a T-Rex and King Kong shows up. Like, let's go. I'm here for fun. And the whole Shining bit, like, it's fun. I don't think people, put it towards the top of his filmography, but it's got a special place in my heart. Tab saying, Joey, are you in your new studio? Yes, I am in my new studio. Looks like the same one, though, doesn't it? Barbara saying, Close Encounters. Yeah. Oh, Retro Coach saying, not Hook. I'm going to have to talk that one out. I don't know. I like Hook.
I like Hook, too. But I think that could just be being a child of the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
Hook was canon.
Mm-hmm. All right. Let's take a
Thomas
look at
G with a
scoreboard.
hot take.
Who had a hot take?
That E.T. is his worst.
Oh, who said that?
Which I think
they're just trying to make me mad. Who said it? Oh, Thomas. No, that's bad take. Bad take. Yeah, Easter eggs galore. And Ready Player One. All right, Nipsey back in first place there. All right, let's move on. We got about 3 questions left in this pack, and then we will have a second pack. In what category did former Jaguars wide receiver Michael Cherry win Academy Award in 2020? Former Jaguars wide receiver. Was it in sound design, animated short, cinematography, or original screenplay? From my research, the only former NFL player to win an Academy Award. I looked and I could not find any other NFL players. So, we got some Catch Me If You Can love. Bob trying to trigger me, saying Spielberg's best work is Star Wars. Saving Private Ryan. Hard to disagree there. All right. Bob saying banned if they don't like E.T. If I could do it. Yes, it is animated short. Was what Michael Cherry won a Academy Award for. So that's pretty cool. And he thanked Kobe Bryant in his acceptance speech.
All right. Kobe Bryant, Oscar winner.
Also, guys, Barbara is moving to the top, and Nipsey is on fire with 10 correct answers in a row. Nipsey is just rolling.
Dominant.
RCD Mooner, kind of get back up in there. Mike, I apologize. I keep putting the comments up and not taking it back down and blocking your beautiful face. If only I could block that logo behind you. Then I think the chat would be thankful. So it took me that. Okay, what are we at? 34 minutes into the show before I
made
an FSU comment. I had to do it as a Gator. So, all right. But Jake's in here having the last laugh because Tennessee is showing everyone out this year.
Yeah, we'll see. We got to say that for the March Madness trivia night, because if not, I'll talk for 30 minutes about it.
Tabitha Cooley is my mother, and she's just needing attention. She's saying, "Great job to your mom." Yeah, good job, Mom. You're hanging in there. Barbara saying, "Wowza." So yes, E.T. does not have a sequel, although it does have a really good Thanksgiving commercial. I accidentally maximized the screen. Has a beautiful Thanksgiving commercial that my wife makes fun of me because I cried during the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade while I watched it. All right.
Do you cry at Publix commercials?
The little pumpkins on the pilgrims on the table. Yeah, I absolutely do. And is it Kobe and Gigi Day today? Is it?
24. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
24.
All right. Thomas G in here with more ET hate. Okay, we need Thomas. We need to stop this. I said no inappropriate names before the show, and you're borderline on some hateful speech there, and we need to just watch that. Okay. All right. Next question. 2 questions left. What film won the most Oscars without receiving a single acting nomination? Was it Lord of the Rings: Return of the King, The Godfather, Parasite, or The Dark Knight? Scottfish. I consider that one scene in The Phantom Menace the sequel to E.T. Mike, I was happy to hear you say you're a PTA fan. You mentioned There'll Be Blood. You take it on a desert island. I think it's the best film of the 21st century. Yeah, it's all right. Lord of the Rings: Return of the King. Yeah, not a single acting nomination, 1 Best Picture. That's correct answer. Let's see how we're doing here. Going into the last question. Nipsey's taking the lead. I love the 80s. Moving in there. Oh, but Nipsey, I think it might be kind of tough to take him over, guys. Varsity Moon are in their carts as well. All right, our last question of the pack, guys. All right, a nominee for screenwriting this year. What movie did Jesse Eisenberg receive his acting nomination for in 2011? Was it The Social Network, The Double, The Squid and the Whale, or Adventureland? And fun fact, Jamie Eisenberg from CBS, that is his first cousin. And every year at Flex, I just hope he brings his cousin, but he never does. Yeah, there's one episode, I think during their podathon where Jesse came on and talked for a little bit. It was pretty cool. He does play fantasy football, I believe. All right, so 33 people saying The Social Network. Yes, that is the correct answer. Did he get robbed for Best Actor? I think so. All right. The retro coach that's saying he didn't get it for Batman versus Superman. All right, so the podium. Varsity Mooner in 3rd place. Coming in 2nd place was Tommy Glez, and then in 1st place with 11,000 points, Nipsey. And Nipsey, I'm going to have to check our records, but I think that might be the new all-time high score. Nipsey, congratulations. You won the Cinema Speculation book by Quentin Tarantino. One of the best movie books I've read in the last few years. So go ahead and DM me, and we'll get the contact information, get your address, and we'll get that book out to you. All right. So why I stopped sharing this screen, I want to put us back up big on the screen. I asked you guys to rate the movies from 1 to 10, just like the Academy does for Best Picture, because I wanted to decide what our Best Picture winner would be for Trivia Night Live. And so I have those results. So I'm going to go over those real quick. I'm going to give you our top 5 for if we were to decide Best Picture. So in 5th place would have been The Substance. We've talked about it a little bit tonight. In 4th place would be Dune Part 2. Did you guys get to see Dune in IMAX?
Did.
Yes.
Yeah, that was a fantastic experience. And then Conclave would be 3rd. And this is where I got mad at Jake, because I thought Jake was going to hold out for me, because I said I think The Brutalist would be my Best Picture. But Jake and Mike both coming through with Anora for Best Picture. So Trivia Night Live, Best Picture winner is Anora. Mike, you mentioned that you like Pretty Woman. I think, was that on the show you mentioned it, or was that behind the scenes?
It was in our pre-show. Yeah, I was always been a big Pretty Woman fan. My mom was a big Pretty Woman fan, so I would, just casually be walking by, and it was a movie that I have spent a lot of time with. Not as much time as The Princess Bride. That said, still love Julia Roberts to this day. And so, yeah, Nora does have a bit of a special place in my heart. And I just found myself continuing to go back to it, continuing to think about it. The Brutalist, I will say, blew me away in theaters. It's really a spectacle to behold. And I kind of compared this year's Oscar race for Best Picture to kind of like an ACC year. So you might have two teams up at the top that are actual competitors, and then the rest are just kind of average. And I think this year's really, you have these two heavyweight top dogs in Nora and the Brutalist, and that's kind of what it's going to come down to, not only for Best Picture, but Best Actor, Best Actress, and so on.
Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead and there's the new game code for you guys, the game pin at 948626. I'll go ahead and update the banner on that so everyone get in there. Join up. We'll start in about 5 minutes. Let me update that banner for you. So if you're playing in the quiet, because I've been told that people have muted the show and just play along with the trivia because they can't stand listening to me talk, which is fine. Like, I'm not going to take that, personally or anything, but I'll make sure we get that code in there for you guys. There you go. All right. So we got 20 people in here. Barbara Bryan, I see joining up against Dames in there. Hey, we got all the regulars in there. Let's check in on the chat, see how they're doing. I told him last week on X he was fire. Oh, wait. Joey, do you believe The Substance is the goriest movie to be nominated for Best Picture? I'm going to go to you guys on this because I was not as affected by the gore and The Substance. Like I mentioned, I laughed at it as like a movie like Saving Private Ryan. Like the gore in Saving Private Ryan affected me a lot more. What would you guys say that The Substance is the goriest movie to be nominated for Best Picture?
I am affected by gore. Mm-hmm. And so the last 30 minutes was a struggle for me. I will say that I think this is a good trend for the Academy, though, because the Academy, if nothing else, shorts horror all the time. Horror has very low representation. Nosferatu didn't get a Best Picture nomination, but I think The Substance is a good step forward for any type of horror to be nominated for Best Picture.
I agree.
Yeah, it's funny. I typically don't mind gore and can handle it, and then for some reason, The Substance, I was laughing at some parts, and other parts it was just like, it's kind of hard to watch, but in a good way, not like in a bad way, just in a shocking way that bothered me more than I thought it would.
All right, let's see. Tabitha saying Stepmom is her favorite Julia Roberts movie. Retro Coach saying you can't show Pretty Woman in school. Yeah, they don't allow that anymore. Seven Samurai poster. Yeah, that Mike, that is a very nice poster.
Thank you, sir.
Bob saying he has an ET Funko somewhere around his desk. Well, good for you. Silence of the Lambs had some moments. I have a fun Silence of the Lambs story. I'll talk on that while we wait for everyone to get in here. And we will speed that last game through, guys. We don't want to keep you all night. So my mom is the coolest thing that I think she's done many cool things. But in my mind, I mentioned it a lot. I was 10 years old when the Silence of the Lambs came out, and I begged her to see it. And she went to the video store and she rented it, and I watched it, and I should not have seen it at the age I'd seen it. But it affected me in a good way, got me to want to watch some of these movies. I think the first time I watched the Oscars was because I got to see Silence of the Lambs at a young age. But for Halloween, she let me be Hannibal Lecter, and they strapped me to like a dolly that she used to use at her office, and they wheeled me around the mall, and they had my little trick-or-treat bucket. And I remember the looks from the parents. My mom, like, who was this 10-year-old kid dressed as Hannibal Lecter? So thanks, Mom, for letting me watch Silence of the Lambs before I should have. And then Sniper
I think that's why we're all here.
Yeah.
Anybody that secretly loves movies started early.
Mm-hmm.
Watch things they weren't supposed to. It was Goodfellas for me.
And Tom saying if Timothée Chalamet is in a movie, I'll be there. Goodfellas. That's another Oscars travesty. The lost Best Picture.
Absolutely. Brutal.
Mm.
Timothée Chalamet, I agree with that comment. He also made a comment yesterday that he is all in on being one of the all-time greats. Did you see his comment?
I did.
SAG?
Jake, did you get to see that speech from SAG from Timothée Chalamet?
No.
That's the kind of confidence I like to see because he was somehow like humble in his confidence. Everybody check that video out of Timothée Chalamet winning the SAG for Best Actor. Yeah, good stuff. All right, we'll go ahead and start the game in just about 1 minute.
Yeah, he's just been making really good choices. I mean, all the way back. I loved All the Way Back to the King. Just on and on. Good decision after good decision for him. And I think that he should win Best Actor.
I do too. I've gone back and forth. I like the Brutalist. I thought Adrian Brody was fantastic in it, but
Me too.
I think this is a hot take. I think music biopics in general are not very good, and for me to like generally like music biopic and what they do with it, I think it's like a higher degree of difficulty. I think like a high dive, the difficulty was a lot more there for Timmy than it was for Adrian Brody. Still,
yep, and if you have to, if it comes down to a coin flip at the end, Adrian Brody's already has one.
Yeah, and I think that does factor into Academy
That
voters.
does, absolutely.
All right, guys, we're going to start this game off. All right, Kahoot at work. Here we go again. Lauren saying, last time she went to a movie was Bridesmaids. All right, what movie was nominated for the most Oscars, 13 this year? Was it The Brutalist, Amelia Perez, Paddington in Peru, or Nosferatu? What had the most nominations for 13 this year? You either guys seen Paddington in Peru yet?
Not yet.
I want to see it this weekend. I'm very excited. Hot take, Paddington 2 is one of the best films of the 21st century. All right, yeah. Amelia Perez nominated for the most Oscars this year with 13. And it's probably going to lose. All right, let's see who's on the lead. Real John Pork. I don't know why I like that name so much, but it's funny. Retro Coach up on the board too. And then John Pork. So we've got John Pork and the Real John Pork. And Big T in there. All right, let's move on to the next one. All right, what film holds the record for the longest runtime to be nominated for Best Picture at 248 minutes? Love that image there. The Brutalist, Cleopatra, Gone with the Wind, or Dances with Wolves? So the longest runtime.
These are good questions, Joey.
Thank you.
Joey, was that the other person in the substance with you in the theater that you?
Yeah, that was my buddy.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I was saying that when I went and saw The Substance in theaters, there was 8 people to start out. I saw it like first showing. I was really pumped about it, and by the end of the movie, there was only 2 people left in the theater. The correct answer is Cleopatra, Elizabeth Taylor.
Interesting.
Tip in here. Hey, Tip. Saying Dolomite for me changed my life. Yeah. And Disclosure felt like it was that long. Yeah. Imagine being in a movie theater with your mother watching Disclosure. That movie seemed very long too. And that was another memory of mine that I would wish I could repress. All right, let's take a look at this leaderboard. Did nobody get that right? Wow.
All right.
Whoa, that must have been a good one. I'm sorry, everybody. All right, the Academy Museum of Motion Pictures and Arts opened on September 21st, 2021. What movie was number 1 at the box office that day? Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, The Jungle Cruise, The Wizard of Oz, or the Paw Patrol movie? What movie was number 1 at the box office on September 21st, 2021? That's a museum I would greatly like to visit here soon. And Lewis letting us know, only 2 got that right, Joey. Ooh, that Cleopatra question stumped him. All right. And then, yes, it is Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. Either of you guys see that one?
I'm not physically able to vote for MCU, so I was just prohibited there.
Jake, did you see it?
I did not see it.
I did not.
Mike, since you brought it up, let's just get it out of the way. I'm going to tell you, because we share our dislike of the Marvel movies, which Jay gives us both crap for. Here is why I appreciate the Marvel movies being around. Because when times have been tough, the movie theaters are not bringing as much business. Those Marvel movies kept theaters open. So for that, I am thankful. Will I watch them? No. I will not watch them.
No. But I'm fine. Yeah. Keep making them so that we can keep going to watch The Brutalist and and Anora.
All right, let's go on to the next question. Some people got that one right. All right. Well, I love the 80s popping up there. Big T. Emily's up in here. And then Nipsey's coming back in here. He's got a crown on now. Oh, Nipsey's getting a little confident. Took the wig off. He puts a crown on. We get it. All right. Calm down there. Thomas saying, Avengers Endgame was the best theater experience I've ever had. Thomas, I love that journey for you, and you just keep on riding that journey.
Go see some more movies, Thomas.
No. Like, listen, people like what they like. I don't want to, people go to the movies for different reasons. So, all right. Nice question. What was the first foreign language film to win Best Picture? Was it Fanny and Alexander, Cosmos, Parasite, or Cinema Paradiso? Nipsey's got a supporter section now in here. Josh saying, it's good to have bad movies so we know what a good movie is like. And for all those. Probably a movie with Tom Hardy as the lead. Fast and Furious was his number one theater movie. Okay, Reebok Joe. All right, so yeah, Parasite, winner of Best Picture. I think I mentioned earlier is the best. Well, no, I didn't actually ask you guys favorite Oscar memory. Mine was the night Parasite won Best Picture. I've been champion South Korean cinema for so many years, and I was getting all kind of phone calls like I had won the Academy Award, so it was really cool. Bong Joon-ho, great director. His next movie comes out in like 2 weeks. Really excited to see Mickey 17. Mike, give me your favorite Oscar memory.
So mine is actually it's kind of like a multi-year favorite Oscar, but Martin Scorsese losing out for Goodfellas Best Picture, that was a snub. Then fast forward, 15 years, 3 6 Mafia gets on the stage and says 3 6 Mafia Oscars 1, Martin Scorsese 0, and he redeemed himself, just a few years later with The Departed, and that was probably my favorite Oscar moment.
Beautiful. Jake, I'm going to ask you this. Scariest movie theater experience?
I saw it in theaters, and that was really scary. That was like right when I never did scary movies, and that was right when I was trying to get back into it, or starting to get into it. And I think it was the scariest for me, just like at that point.
Beautiful. Yeah, it was Scampers and I share our scariest theater experience, but mine, I have a caveat to it, and it's because of Josh Park in the chat here. I've mentioned probably on the show before that I used to be a film projectionist. So I used to string the movies up and show them. Well, when you do that, you've got to build the movies as well and view them before you can let the public watch them to make sure there's not any breaks in the film or any upside down stills, whatever you want to call it. And so I watched The Ring by myself, not knowing what it was, in a theater. And Josh went and clicked all of the lights in the theater out. So I sat there in the pitch dark for about 3 minutes before I gained the courage to walk to the door, because I also could not see. So Josh W. Park is the reason I had the scariest movie theater experience of my life. He's not a nice person. Don't let him showing up here think that redeems it for him. All right, yeah, Parasite, best foreign language winner. All right. I love the 80s, still in first place there. Let's move on to our next question. Which 2025 Best Picture nominee shares a universe with the winner of the 1940 Oscar for Best Score and Best Song? Is it Nickel Boys, The Substance, Wicked, or The Brutalist? Jess just throwing a shark up in here. The goat leg in Jurassic Park. That was scary. Yep, so saying Jaws. Aliens for Matt Carey. All right. House of Wax. All right. Yeah, Wicked shares the universe with The Wizard of Oz. Which one? Best score and best song? My oldest daughter, her first movie in the movie theater, I took her to a repertory screening of The Wizard of Oz, just so that I could say my daughter's first movie was The Wizard of Oz in a movie theater. All right, let's take a look at the scoreboard. All right, I love the 80s. It's just coming out strong. Big T up there, Emily, Nipsey. He's trying to sniff. He's trying to get that SFB 15 spot. All right, next question. 3 times in history, one character has won 2 different performers Oscars. Which role below did not accomplish this? Anita in West Side Story, Vito Corleone in the Godfather trilogy, the Joker in the Batman series, or Steve Jobs in various biopics. So 1 character, 2 Oscars, 2 different people. Which one did not accomplish that? Reebok Joe saying The Sixth Sense might be the only remotely scary film for him. Should we spoil The Sixth Sense on the show, guys?
I don't think it's a spoil at this point.
Yeah, that's the expiration date has happened.
Has it? Yeah. Somebody spoiled the end of Psycho for me. So that's why I'm not going to do The Sixth Sense, because, somebody might be watching the show, never seen The Sixth Sense. I don't want to do that. Somebody spoiled Psycho. All right, yeah, Steve Jobs. Yeah, nobody's won 2 Academy Awards for playing Steve Jobs yet. Could happen one day. But yeah, the Joker, all those other roles. All right. Oh, I love the 80s fella. Emily, moving up top there. SPD, Nipsey, unmuted. And Nipsey's on a streak with 5. Nipsey's trying to reclaim the crown. Emily's missing an eye, but she's still doing good. There we go. All right. So this is just one answer. Composer John Williams holds the record for the most Oscar nominations by a living person with how many? 46, 50, 54, or 58? Yeah, Scream was great in theaters. Richard saying, I went to a live event where Aaron Sorkin was interviewed about his Steve Jobs movie. The interview was better than the movie. Oh, okay. Have you guys ever been to a movie with a Q&A?
Unfortunately, no.
No, we've done at the independent theater here. They did a film festival and like a short form documentaries, and the directors were there, but nothing super big.
That's fun though.
Yeah, it was really fun.
Make the movie.
What about you, Joey?
Yes, I've been to a few. My favorite one that I've been to was probably the one with Mark Duplass. And I got to hang out with them before and afterwards. So that was pretty cool. And believe me, if you didn't know that, I'll send you the picture because I like to send it to everybody to say. But Mark Duplass is awesome. He
seems pretty fun to hang out with.
He's everything you think like his character from the League is how he is, but humble. Yeah, he's the nicest guy. Went to one with Sam Rockwell as well. That was pretty cool. I didn't get to meet Sam Rockwell though. All right. Emily, holding on to that top spot. Nipsey. Oh, Don Q. It's moving up in there. All right. And then Retro Coach went to the Q&A for the Red Dawn remake. That's probably fun. So I think Miles Teller was in that. Sam Rockwell is top 3 for me. He's extremely entertaining in that Q&A, as you would imagine he would be. All right, next question. In 2024's A Complete Unknown, what 2-time Oscar-winning musician does Timothée Chalamet portray? And if you've been watching the show, you might know this. Woody Guthrie, Neil Young, Bob Dylan, or George Harrison? I saw Cree pre-release and had to do a question packet in the version I saw. For some reason, I immediately went to like the band Creed, and that's why I giggled. It's like, yeah. Either you guys see Creed the band in concert?
No, I missed
that. You guys
that.
have not lived, let me tell you. One of these weeks, I'm going to get Scott to host trivia. I'm getting really jealous of you guys playing. I love trivia. All right. And the correct answer is yes, it is Bob Dylan. Any chance that we see Edward Norton win just surprise Best Supporting Actor? I know Kieran Culkin's got it in the bag.
And I don't quite understand that. Seeing, tame Roman Roy, I don't know. It didn't. I think he's such a favorite. I don't think there's a chance that Edward Norton wins, but you never say never.
Yeah, it's just I would Guy Pearce would get my vote for The Brutalist. I thought he gave the best
totally agree
for the year. But like those body of work Oscars, we see them come up, and Edward Norton, even though he's made a lot of people mad in Hollywood, I don't know, man. Like he's given so many good performances.
I don't understand why Guy Pearce isn't getting more talk. I thought he was outstanding in The Brutalist, but I don't think enough people saw it.
Yeah, I mean, I will say the barrier of entry of that 3 hour and 42-minute runtime really turned a lot of people off.
The release was really strange too. You know, a January release, limited, just really difficult.
Terminal sarcasm in here. Creed at Summerfest. Hold me now. Let's go.
No, yeah. I think both of the supporting actor and actress categories are pretty sewn up.
Wait, Matt, did I say did Edward Norton play Woody Guthrie or Pete Seeger? I think I might have got it wrong. I thought he played Woody Guthrie. Nah, I was probably wrong. So thanks for correcting me, Matt. All right. Going in, we got a few questions left. Nipsey's moving back to the top spot. Guys, we got to knock him out. We can't let him win both prizes. Just can't happen. I mean, it can happen, but got to hold him out, guys. All right, 4 questions left. Name this actor. He only appeared in 5 feature films in his career, all nominated for Best Picture. Is that John Cazale, Abe Vigoda, Barry Bostwick, or Gerald Abner?
I was just thinking about this man today.
Mm-hmm. There's a great documentary about this man that you can watch.
It truly is.
It's like 70 minutes.
It's hard to,
it's not long. It's really good.
It's hard to find, though. It's extremely hard, or it was hard to find, at least, you know, back when I was trying to do it, or when I was trying to find it. Phenomenal. I had no idea he dated, or he had the love of his life. He's the love of Meryl Streep's life, you know?
Yeah. When he passed away, that's John Cazale. When he passed away, I believe she was at his bedside. So definitely watch that documentary if you get a chance. It's a Dog Day Afternoon. Let's see if we can name him. Dog Day Afternoon, Deer Hunter, Godfather Part 2.
A Conversation.
Conversation, beautiful. Oh yeah, you know what?
No. Yeah. Conversation. Yeah, you said.
Everybody should see The Conversation. It's sandwiched between The Godfather and The Godfather Part 2. It's an incredible movie. All right, just a couple questions left. We'll get you guys out of here. Nipsey's holding on to that top spot. Everybody, I Love the '80s is coming back. Emily's holding around. Real
Conversation. Sorry.
What'd you say?
I was going to say The Conversation actually was also part of the negotiations for, you know, Francis Ford Coppola to take on Godfather Part 2. A little bit of trivia. He had to make The Conversation too.
I love it when people give me trivia. I'm usually it's the one yapping. Thank you, Mike. Jake, have you seen The Conversation?
I have not. No.
Now you have homework.
I know, I do.
All right. 3 movies in history have won the Big 5, which is Best Picture, Director, Actor, Actress, and Screenplay. Which film did not of the 4 listed? Silence of the Lambs, Chinatown, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, or It Happened One Night? One of those films did not win the Big 5. Yeah, Nipsey be hustling. I want to thank everybody for being in here tonight. We're having a good time. Well, I'm having a good time. Hope they are too. Mike, did you go to FSU?
I did.
Did you?
Mm-hmm. Did you go to Stetson?
No, I just live close to it. And I love college basketball, so I run over there and watch them play. All right. Yeah, the correct answer is Chinatown did not win the Big 5. But Silence of the Lambs, One for the Cuckoo's Nest, and It Happened One Night all did win the Big 5. Looks like that question split some hairs there. Whoop. We didn't get to look at the leaderboard. We'll have to look at it on the next round. Who's hosting the Oscars this year? Is it Steve Martin, Conan O'Brien, Martin Short, or Jimmy Fallon? Who's going to be our host this year for the Oscars? Scampers thanking me for hosting. No, thanks for being here. All right. And make sure if you're watching us there on the Fantasy Cares YouTube channel, make sure to like and subscribe. And if you're watching us on Football Guys Live, make sure to like and subscribe over there as well. Got the new channel just launched. This is the first stream on the Football Guys Live channel. And Retroclus is getting close. It's getting close to the leaderboard. All right, 2 seconds left. All right. Yeah, Conan O'Brien. How do you guys feel about Conan?
Neutral. I think he'll do a fine job.
Yeah.
I'm big. I like Conan. Always have.
Yeah.
I still wish he could have hung on to the Tonight Show, to be honest.
Yeah. That's a whole other trivia show.
Yeah.
I can just do like horrible trivia about Jay Leno and how he messed over Conan O'Brien. Jake, we need to get you. We need to get you.
I always knew I liked you, Joey.
Yeah, 5. If I could pick 5 people to have dinner with, like famous people, Conan O'Brien's one of the 5. Just he was a writer on The Simpsons, writer on SNL, great late night host. Like he's just done everything that I think you'd ever want to do with the talent that he has. So super admire that guy. All right, Nipsey back into first place. Nipsey is going to be our big winner tonight.
He sure is.
Lewis, you'll never walk alone. I might have to give Lewis an extra 2,000 points for shouting out Liverpool in here because he's playing to the host. And, sometimes that's what you got to do. But Barbara Bryant is the highest climber. She moved up 4 places the last round. Is this how I can kick people out? Oh, look at that. All right, this is going to be our last question of the evening, guys. All right, last question. What 2009 motion picture is loosely based on former Baltimore Ravens offensive tackle Michael Orr? Is it North Dallas 40, Any Given Sunday, Draft Day, or The Blind Side?
Was talking about this movie last night.
Were you?
Yes. Have some thoughts about it.
So does Michael Orr.
Yes, he does.
Very loosely based.
Did I say loosely? Yeah, okay, good.
I would like loosely to be bold and capitalize maybe as well.
What's the best football movie?
Ooh, that's a good question. Go ahead. I'm going to let you guys answer, and then I'm going to give you my take.
I have 2, but I'm going to explain. Go ahead. You go first.
All right.
You go.
Jake, go. You go. Go, Jake.
Marine Titans probably.
Okay.
Be my favorite.
So I would probably go Friday Night Lights as the favorite, but I have a very personal favorite that is not good, but came out at a certain time at a certain age for me, and that is The Program, which is not a good movie, but it is very much a campy college football. This team has everything wrong with it. It's named ESU, not FSU. It is The Program.
Doesn't he run his head through a window in that movie?
Yes.
Yeah. I don't disagree with either of you on your takes, of what you're saying. I think those are great football movies. I think for me, the movie that gains the essence of the entire football experience, and some people probably wouldn't even consider it a sports movie, but what they do in Jerry Maguire, from taking a look at football from an agent's point of view, I think might have delivered us one of the best football movies. You can disagree with me on that, but I remember being in the theater getting really choked up when Rod Tidwell was out on his back. And then, I don't know, I like a little story too. So come at me if you don't like Jerry Maguire. That's fine.
Might have some cold chills right now.
All right. Scampers, that one scene from Wedding Crashers. Yes. Fantastic football movie. Matt's asking me to show him the money. Varsity Blues, I Don't Want Your Life. Absolutely. She's the Man. That She's the Man was filmed at a college near my house at Rollins University.
Beautiful college.
Quarterback Princess with Helen Hunt. Anyone? Retro Coach. You're pulling a name. That is definitely not on the shelf behind me. Yeah. Varsity Blues is a good one. All right, guys. Let's see who won this trivia pack. This last question was pretty easy. Here's the podium in third place. Lewis Hall. You'll never walk alone. Second place. I Love the 80s. And I think is our big winner tonight.
Hustling.
Nipsey winning a Scott Fishbowl 15 spot. Nipsey, go ahead and get in contact with us here at the show. You can hit me up on Twitter, DJoyWright. DM me and we'll get you both your book, Cinema Speculation by Quentin Tarantino, and we'll get you an SFB 15 spot. We'll get you in there. Yeah, over here, Barbara saying King Nipsey. And Barbara, sorry, there's only so much I can do with what Joe bribed me with before the show to get you a win. Maybe next week, Joe, bump it up to $7, and maybe I can actually get her that win. Dang, a sweep. Yeah, we might have to change the rules for Nipsey. Maybe you can only win once a show. I don't know. Yeah, Daily Double Everything's congratulate Nipsey. All right, let's close this out. Guys, I want to thank you for being here tonight. I know I did a lot of the talking, and I probably need to find a way to let my guests talk a little more. I'll try to give you some questions, but right now I'm going to completely give you guys the floor. Jake, is there anything you want to promote going on over at Football Guys?
We got our rookie guide out right now. If you haven't downloaded that, go check it out. It's got everything you need to know about this upcoming rookie class, and a lot of hard work went into it, and I think everyone would enjoy it.
Awesome. Jake, if you can recommend one movie people see this year, what's it going to be?
Nosferatu, if you haven't seen it yet. It is just close to perfect, I thought.
Mm-hmm. I agree. Mike, anything you want to plug?
Yeah, you can check me out on ftnfantasy.com. I'll have some Oscar prop lines that I'll be looking at this week. I also write weekly best ball content that you can check out as well. We're already writing a little bit about the big board and rookies coming in, and so you can check that out over at ftnfantasy.com.
Awesome. And Mike, give us one movie if you've got to watch. What are you going to watch from this year?
Now that Nosferatu has been taken, probably I'm Still Here, which I just saw today.
Okay.
I didn't know much about 70s Brazilian turmoil, and it featured a really, really strong female lead. Pretty good movie. Yeah, I would recommend that.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm going to be honest, this is the one Best Picture nominee I have not seen this year. Need to find a way to see it before Sunday. I think AMC does they put all the Best Picture winners out before like Saturday and Sunday. They're going to do it. So I think I might go see it then. But they are putting Brutalist back in IMAX on Saturday at a theater near my house. So I'm going to go do that on Saturday.
Another film that didn't get nominated that I did enjoy, just as a quick pick. Maybe it's because of my age, but it starred Aubrey Plaza, and it's called My Old Ass. I did enjoy that just as a quick flick. So yeah.
Awesome. And I don't think we have to say sorry, Joe, for that because of the title.
It's in the title.
Movie. Yeah. If I had to recommend one movie, these guys listen, Nosferatu is my number 2 movie of the year. So I agree with them on Nosferatu. Brutal says my number 1 movie. So I'm going to go to my number 3 movie. Actually, you know what? No, I'm going off the board. Everybody see Hundreds of Beavers. Hundreds of Beavers is the best time I had at the movies this year. It is basically Looney Tunes meets Marx Brothers meets Charlie Chaplin. It's a silent film where a guy he's a beaver trapper and he's got to go out and get furs. It is hysterical. My kids love it. I love it. See Hundreds of Beavers. I could talk about Challengers, great score or not. No. Hundreds of Beavers, one of my favorite movies of the year. Thank you so much for everybody being here with us, watching Cherry Night Live. We appreciate you very much. Come in here next week. I don't even remember what the theme is next week. No, wait. Julia Papworth's going to be our guest, and it is primetime television, which is kind of cool because she's the head of the hair department on CBS's SWAT. So, and she's worked on Drunk History and a bunch of other TV shows, The League. So join us next week with Julia Papworth. But guys, any other parting words you got for the people?
No, thanks for having us.
Enjoy Sunday and go Mikey Madison.
Absolutely. Thanks for being here with us, everybody.